you Welcome back. Hello, everyone. It's currently Thursday, July 17th at 8:08 p.m., and I'm going to be mapping some more tonight. I had originally planned to do another mod stream to stream the mods Disrepair and Disbelief, which I'm really excited to play. But I wanted to change the streams around so that the creator of the mod would be available. So I'm really excited to have them watch the playthrough as well. I read a little bit about the mod and I'm really excited to play it. So hopefully you can join me on Saturday to watch that mod. This is Disrepair, which is the original, and then the sequel or maybe spin-off, Disbelief. They're clearly in the same style. I don't know if it's a direct sequel or if it's more of like a similar style, spiritual sequel kind of deal. But for tonight, we're going to do a little bit more mapping. The disadvantage of, I think it's related. Ooh, my chat froze on OBS. That's not good. It seems like it's related, but either way, I'm really interested to see the stories of those mods because it looks like a lot of fun. It seems like it's more like a puzzle-focused narrative kind of game, almost more of a Portal, but I could be wrong about that. I haven't played it yet. The problem that I have now, since I know I want to play Disbelief and Disrepair on Saturday, is that I didn't actually prep for another mapping stream. Where we last left off, I had a block out of this sort of hub area that the player is going to go through a few different times, but I wasn't sure exactly where to go next. Obviously, it just needs to be detailed, it needs to have the gameplay added, it needs to connect to the next area. Really, it's like there's so much to do. I just have choice anxiety, analysis paralysis, that sort of thing. Hi, John Doc, welcome. So the first thing I want to do today, actually, is add the GNOME into this little test area. Maybe I'll start by adding some lights, like temporary lights, not the permanent lighting, but just because I usually forget to do that while I'm testing, and it makes testing kind of difficult. You have to have your night vision on all the time. So for temporary lighting, I'm just going to turn on a very bright light and make it probably linear instead of quadratic. Put that right in the middle of the space, and we will light this hopefully a little bit later properly. This is just so I can see in the meantime. I can always test with lighting turned off as well, matte full bright, but I just think it looks kind of ugly. Yeah, that's good for test lighting. Obviously this isn't what we want the actual lighting to look like. Might be a little bit too bright even for test lighting. I'm gonna drop this down to maybe 600. Yeah, 500. I missed a bit of the old stream. Oh, that's okay. So this area that I worked on last time is going to be a hub that the player will return to later on in the story to get through these doors. I should add the scanner that you need to get through. But there's going to be some optional areas that you can get into only if you pick up items. Like you can get a shotgun over here if you get the pistol. You can get into here and get, I guess, also the shotgun. Not very creative. If you have slams, that sort of thing. That's the idea anyways. And then this will be the path to get up to the map proper. First thing I want to test with, oh, that's bright. First thing I want to test is the GNOME AI to make sure it works in this space. I'll turn the brightness down on this one. Not that it really matters for testing. One thing I would like to do is to copy the same style of event that I used in the other map. You got caught on the railing. Yeah, I had to turn off collisions on these rails, which I will either clip them or move them in a little bit to fix that issue. Maybe it'll be a player clip, or maybe I just need to redo the rails with brushes or something like that. I want to have him emerge consistently from vents like this. These are the vents that he uses to get around. So we'll do something similar in that map. Well, this isn't going to fit at all. I think I might need to raise the ceiling in this room a little bit. This is almost... Yes, I need to raise the ceiling. That's for sure. I could... Yeah, no, I want to make it taller. So probably what I'll do is raise the roof, literally. Good. Probably I want to double it, I think. Not quite so sure about that, but we'll see. For now, I will try to double it, like I said. But I think I need to be careful to measure out how high the walls will go. Do I want to completely double it or only by half? Doubling it is probably good. I want to leave a lot of space in this area. Although this might be a little bit repetitive for players going up and down the stairs. Not sure about that. Hard to know exactly how I want everything to fit together. Are these on the same level? No, they're not quite. Yeah, I think this should be up a little bit. That's better. Okay. Were Hound Eyes and Voltigores scrapped during the development of EZ2? Yes-ish. Not exactly. So, Breadman was always more interested in Bull Squids than Hound Eyes. I'm not sure why that was a preference. I think it's just a matter of personal preference. So we always kind of knew there was going to be there's going to be Bull Squids, but there's not going to be Hound Eyes. But the Voltigores were something that I was sort of testing out or experimenting with. Something that I made because we were there was a little small period of time where we knew we wanted to add more Zen aliens, but we didn't really have like clear designs for like which Zen aliens we wanted to add. Sorry. So I tried a lot of different things, and I was interested in bringing back Race X after we kind of stumbled into adding the pit drones into the game, and we had pit drones, and I thought, why don't we try the other Race X aliens? And I really wanted to add Voltigores because they have that displacer cannon attack in Opposing Force, and I thought we could do something similar based on the Zen grenades. So maybe their displacer cannon attack does what the Zen grenades do in EZ2, and that way we can reuse that mechanic from EZ2 and also reference Opposing Force, and that made a lot of sense to me. But there really just wasn't a spot for them in the map, so there wasn't any place for them to be used, so it didn't really make a lot of sense to add them. It's been a long time since I thought about that, like Voltigores specifically. Let me see here. I think this support beam is going to make it really awkward to climb on these stairs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this whole platform out, including the supports. That will make more sense, I think. My friend Coded is going to join the stream and ask me where the bathrooms are in this section. He always does that. I don't have a good answer. I saw a video of Stukabat with AI attacking the player. What do you mean by with AI? Like, is that like Blixabon's changes for the update? Because we do have a newer version of the Stukabat that actually has flying capabilities. Real flying okay, so that's the funny thing is the Stukabats, as they were made for EZ2, can't actually fly. Like, they are usually either they're floating or they're jumping, actually, and it looks like flying, but they don't actually have AI to fly around like a bird. It was something that I felt like I didn't have time to implement, but Blix eventually did make separately, and so that's going to be added in the updates. But I just... Oops. We got some Z fighting. I'm going to replace the old beams with this new one. But I just need to move this over a little bit. I was a little bit anxious about this stream because I would like to prep more for mapping streams. Oops. That's not quite right. Uh-oh. What have I done? That... Okay, there we go. That's... There we go. It's back to how it should be. Well, I think the textures are stretched weirdly now. What was I saying about the Stuka bats? Yeah, Blix implemented actual flying AI for them, which is pretty cool. It makes them a lot more effective, I think. And we will eventually add that into the game, I think. But the thing is, like, we want to make sure that it works in the existing maps. And sometimes when you change AI, it can have unpredictable effects on the map. So we'll just need to do some testing on it before we can enable it in the main game. But for now, it's sort of disabled as something you can turn on in your maps. I think this is not centered correctly. That doesn't look right either. Oops. Okay, I gotta turn off the lighting preview. It's getting distracting. I always think of the crow valve set to attack you in episode 2. Wait, is that real? I don't remember that. What part of episode 2 is that in? Because if so, that's really funny. Dynamic interactions for Stukabats. There are some dynamic interactions that target Stukabats, but there's none that like that they can execute. Which would be kind of difficult for them because they're flying. You know, it's like you can't. Oh, what did I just do? Uh-oh. I think I just. Has anybody ever hit that button before? What is that? Arrange icons? I didn't even know that was an option. I've never done that before. It's around the autogun area. I have to check that out now because it's been so long since I played episode 2. I don't remember a crow that was like acting unusual in that area. I think I messed up these textures. This doesn't look right. Maybe I'll just reuse that geometry. I think I need one more flight of stairs to link everything up again. This will probably make it more interesting when I add the vista through this fence. I was just thinking earlier about how there's so many maps I want to revisit that I worked on in the past. It's just it feels like there's never enough time to do all the stuff that we want to do. It would be cool to put like some of my MapLabs maps like House of Chaos on the EZ2 workshop. How did that not quite line up? I think I did my math wrong. Oh no. What have I done? I think maybe this is supposed to be one step up, but that doesn't quite line it up, does it? Maybe it does. I'm not really a math guy. That's close enough, right? Or should this drop down a little bit? Let me see. So this is at 520 units. I feel like that should go down to 512 units. But before I make any changes to that end, let me see how these meshes line up. This is a little bit more than 256. So yeah, that's not going to be able to go down to 512 units. Maybe? I think I can make that work. Okay. So we're just gonna drop everything from here down a little bit. How's everybody doing today? Do you all have good days? What is that face, Vizzies? Why so serious? What? Why? Was it that bad? I think this will make a lot more sense for how far down I wanted this area of the the testing facility to be, right? Because I was thinking this whole like area is below the Chapter 3 maps in Entropy 02. So I think where I had the ceiling before, it's like just underneath the floorboards, but now there's enough space to actually say like, okay, the Chapter 3 is probably like over here-ish. And I will connect those maps up eventually. Got some Z fighting though. Guess I didn't move everything evenly. Oh yeah, the ceiling I need to move down a little bit. Just woke up? Oh, what time is it for you? In my time zone, it's pretty late. Wait, did I? There we go. Is it still 520? Yeah, it is. Okay. I think keeping everything on a powers of 2 grid is going to help with the texture work later on. We'll make it easier. This one is 780. Wait, did I miss anything? Like... Yeah, that's a little bit... I think this room is a bit too tall. Not sure if it really matters. But yeah, I could probably drop down the ceiling a little bit. Yeah, let's make this 256. It's 7 a.m. for you? Oh, wow. Is that like Australia time, maybe? Time zones are really painful to plan around. I had that trouble with my Disbelief and Disrepair stream. I thought I was going to stream it tonight, but then I realized I'm in the wrong time zone. Like in Europe, it's like 2 in the morning right now. So that wasn't very nice if I was streaming it right now. Yeah, I think I've almost made enough clearance for my vent to come in. Southeast Asia. Oh, that makes sense. Time zone wise, it's probably not too far off from what I was thinking. What's this music? Oh, that's a great question. I'm sorry I didn't announce it. This is the Combine Base Assault Redux soundtrack. Or sorry, Combine Base Assault Remade. I keep getting that name wrong. So this track is called Caught RH. Caught Red-Handed. It's funny. Caught RH. And it's by Karma Princess. And the video was put together by Gildon. So I can see a few gaps that I made already. Oops. So I think hold on, let's take a step back here. You should use the arrow keys to nudge verts. It's amazing that I never do that. Like, it's kind of sad how I can do this for so long and still miss like some basic shortcuts, but you kind of get used to just like doing things the way that is comfortable for you, and then it's like, I don't know, it's easy to overlook different or better ways to change things. Like, this is a good example where using the arrow keys makes sense, because I just want to nudge this up like 4 units. Yeah, that's perfect. Usually I want to move it more than a few units, so the nudge thing doesn't really make a lot of sense. I wonder how much differently I'd feel if I was in like a Unity engine workflow, you know? Like learning Blender, learning how to do things properly from a modern context. Because I've heard from some friends, like once you switch to a newer engine, you see things very differently compared with Source. Source is very old school in terms of like the tools and the processes. And I kind of like it that way, but I also feel like I'm maybe falling behind the times a little bit. Maybe I should do a Unity project. I've been saying that for like a decade now, and I still haven't. I really want to get more into VR development, though. That's the thing. That's, of course, I get the best of both worlds with Entropy Zero VR. I'm very happy about that. Greetings! Oh, hi, Coded. Welcome. Coded, I haven't put in the bathrooms yet in this section. Please forgive me. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Gotta learn modeling is why I haven't bothered with other engines. Yeah. I've learned a little bit about Blender from Source. Shame. I'm sorry. So Coda, where do you think I should put the bathrooms in? Like, I've got these like storage rooms, and I've got a big like hub. I guess, like, what did they used to use this area for? Oh shoot, I don't really think that through, did I? I know this is going to be important because this is like the control room. This I think of as like an annex. I would think that this would be a place where they like move supplies through. There's not a lot of space. Like, maybe I should put in like a forklift or something. They probably use like an elevator right here. I feel like I need another elevator too. Like, that's not enough. It's not enough elevators. Akira elevator. Oh, that would be cool. A stairwell down, no landing, just an awkward door at the last step. I made a stairwell like that in one of my first like mapping challenge maps, and I remember just getting like roasted in the reviews for that one staircase. I mean, it was bad, to be fair, but that was where I learned like, oh yeah, I should probably make the staircases actually work like staircases. I shouldn't have like a step that leads directly into a door, that sort of thing. I feel very nostalgic about a lot of my old maps. Like I think all my maps are pretty bad in my opinion, but I definitely got better over the years. I found a random video the other day of somebody playing the first map that I ever published in Gary's mod, and watching them play through it made me realize, like, when I made that map, I was so focused on just like the nitty gritty of like the basics of making a map, like room to room, what's in the room, you know, what's the gameplay mechanic, what's the puzzle, what are the NPCs. I think that simplicity was kind of fun. Like, I kind of miss that. I don't really think about it that way anymore. Maintenance station? That does make sense because this door leads into a maintenance hallway, and this hallway, not super realistic. This is pretty generic sci-fi, but it's supposed to be for getting around the test chambers, because this is still Aperture Science. So this is a test chamber, this is observation, and then behind the scenes they have this like maintenance corridor where they go around the test chambers to like repair stuff. That's what I'm thinking anyways. And then this leads into the hub. What's in the hub though? Like, what was originally supposed to be here? Maybe I need to think about that some more. Maybe there should be like a big generator in the middle. Because what I was actually going to put in this room is the flesh pit. There's going to be basically a big nest where the head crabs are like gathering organic material, you know, and making like a big nest. But maybe it used to be like a big generator and then they like nested around it. Okay, we're having ideas live on stream. What if? Just gonna throw this in here. And also, this is very Aliens, by design. Love that movie. I'm thinking like one of these. Maybe? Probably not. No. Maybe? Probably like. So this doesn't have any back faces. So you'd think, oh no, I can't use that prop. But what if I just mirror it? And I'm probably going to sink it into the floor a little bit, so it's not taking up the whole room. Kind of looks like a submarine. I think this works. Then the question is, can I make the zombie flesh pit around this thing? I also probably need some NPC clips so they can like jump on top of this thing. But I kind of like the vibes of this. Honestly, yeah. Maybe it should be sticking out a little bit more. Throw that in there. Throw that over there. This pistol can be like, I don't know, just put it over there. Maybe a zombie stuck to the generator? Perhaps. Maybe. We're getting distracted from the goal here, but I think this is good. This is brainstorming. Hear me out. Hear me out. That looks terrible because I haven't fit it to the geometry yet. I don't know if this is gonna work. What axis would that be? Y-axis? No, X-axis. We're getting somewhere here. I kind of like how this stream... Okay, I've been wanting to prepare more for my mapping streams to come up with like a good design, but I kind of like how this stream is so freeform, so I can just do stuff like this that's kind of random and not what I anticipated doing. Bring back some poison zombies. Ooh, I want to make a map that focuses on poison zombies as like the main enemy. I don't think it would work for this one. Maybe it would. I mean, there could be poison zombies in Arbite 1. Maybe we need to do that. Maybe you're right. I'm just burying this displacement in a static mesh here. Don't mind me. I don't know, is this gonna work? This might not work. I'm doubting. Okay, we're trying that. Let me just get into the game a second. Ooh, I forgot to... Oh, I think it's because it's sticking through the bottom of the map. That is one thing that I will really benefit from newer engines, is the... doing level design for BSPs in Source Engine, having to like seal your maps all the time. Man, it's crazy how like with modern game engines you don't have to do that. Could really benefit from that. You think this is a good spot for a microwave hot pocket station right next to the big generator? You think so? I think all the industrial, lubricants and stuff will add flavor. Oh, I didn't even seal. What am I doing? Guys, I left this wide open. That's not how you map in Source Engine. You know what, Coded, just for you, because I have the power to do this, I'm gonna... Wait, actually, is there a microwave in Half-Life? I don't think there is. Never mind, I don't have the power to put in a microwave. I just realized. There's no microwave. Oh yeah, there is. Wait, we got a microwave from Counter-Strike. Okay. We have a microwave, so just for you. We're adding a microwave. That's cool. I didn't even know we had that prop, because it's probably taken from Counter-Strike Source. Counter-Strike Source is such a great repository for like cool props in the style of Half-Life 2 that aren't in Half-Life 2. Yeah, Coded, there's your microwave, just for you. I am gonna remove it later. I'm sorry. Yeah, I probably botched a bunch of this geometry when I moved everything around. That is my bad. It happens. And a single hot pocket. I don't have any hot pocket. Like, okay, let's see what we can do here. I thought that was like a sound redeem or something, that flatline. What would look like a hot pocket? I can give you a gib. Not a skull. This gib. Is this good enough? I don't know. It's green. It doesn't look very much like a Hot Pocket. Did we ever make like a red one? Like, let's see. Maybe a piece of an antlion could be Hot Pocket. Just like my mom used to make. We'll call this a Hot Pocket. It looks more like a giant Pringle, but you know, that's the best we've got. Oh, what did I forget to do this time? Oh, this one's complicated. Wait. Oh, no. It's right through here. Yeah, these brushes I forgot to select when I was doing my big ceiling adjustment. Finally. Okay, let's check it out. I haven't added cube maps yet for specular reflections.
I can see you.
Do you guys hear that? Is that part of the soundtrack?
I can see you.
Yeah, it was. That was terrifying. Don't put that in your soundtrack. Okay. We got head crabs. Get rid of these head crabs. Oh, I think we're cooked. I cannot reach that prop. That's horrible. No, we're soft... Okay, soft locked by the physics engine. I need to figure out why that door is doing that. But yeah, this is our overly bright room because I illuminated everything with constant lights. We got the microwave, a Hot Pocket, and this guy. I think I forgot to put nodes in over here. So yeah, he's stuck. He cannot get over here. Yep. Anyways, let's get back to it. I would call that a success. The vital microwave. The microwave is the key to all of this. I think that's good enough. Oh, I just realized I didn't connect these beams up to anything. That's not good. I can use the arrow keys for this. Oh yeah. There we go. It's a little slow, but that works. I'm gonna use those arrow keys more often now. I wish there was a way to make it go faster. This is why I usually just use the mouse. Wait, no, I want to put these on the same level as the other ones. These ones. Oops, I missed some brushes. Okay, that's better. So, back to the task at hand. I wanted to add a vent system in here that the GoGnome could use to traverse around. So we're going to go back to the first map and copy this piece of geometry. That's probably barely going to fit in here. But I kind of just want it to just barely stick below the ceiling. Maybe like right about there. I want it to be centered on the middle of the room. Is that centered? That doesn't look centered. Yeah, I think we're pretty good here. So first I'm gonna cut this here. Then I also want to cut it probably like right along this band. What? Okay. Is that enough space for it to jump down? I think it is. So obviously this has to go. Get rid of that. This one can stay. It will connect up here. And then I've got to hollow out some of these vents so that it can move through them. This looks right. Is the Plan B model larger than the regular GoNome model? That's a great question. It's not. They're the same size, but it is kind of like supposed to be a unique one, so it probably would have made sense if it was larger. But no, they're all the same. They're all the same in terms of the model, I guess, but it is kind of a special case. A little contradictory, I know, but I think it makes sense in context. 16 units across. Okay. I'm gonna set my grid size to 16, and probably just cut like that. This isn't quite on the grid. Uh-oh. Okay. Vertically, it's on the grid, though. Maybe the best way to do this is just, you know, line up between those two. What about the shadowy giant GoNome? That one is, I think, also the same model size as the regular GoNome. That scene is interesting because it kind of changed, like how we interpreted it changed throughout development. Like that's a holdover from like really early subplots in the story. So it's kind of mysterious because it, like, I don't know. We were going in a different direction with that than what ended up happening. Do I want this to use the same texture on the inside of the vent? Yeah, I do. I think this will make sense. So I have a V script that will help the GoNome stalk the player a little bit better. The V script basically says that when the GoNome is out of sight, it can teleport between home nodes, which is different from how it works in EZ2. So I think that will be interesting. I'm gonna need to add an NPC clip brush. This is becoming a lot more visually interesting, I think. Still have to cut a tunnel through this vent and through the other vent. Probably I want to have multiple like exit points for the Gonome as well, so there should be another one over here. We'll get there soon. Probably first I want to test having the Gonome start here and seeing if it can navigate down. So in order to do that, I need to start putting in NPC clips to make sure that the NPCs will know how to navigate around that prop. Because normally NPCs can't navigate on meshes in Source Engine. Having a skeleton hanging out of the vent, that's actually a really good idea. I like that a lot. We'll do that. Probably, I think, wherever that guardrail is, I want to clip the NPC clip there. I'm unaware of Half-Life assets, but I think Kia Soul would be a nice touch. What do you mean? Like, what? Like Kia, like that's a car, right? It would add to the room. You know what? Okay, let's compromise a little bit. What if I added a forklift? Would that help? Would that complement the room? The coolest car. Okay, let's test out this NPC navigation here. Just gonna ignore the head crabs this time. Do that. Those vocals are part of the soundtrack. That's not... Uh-oh. How come I can't hear me? Okay, it heard that. I think this will work pretty well. Oh, okay. I should add autosaves. I always forget to add autosaves late in the process, so I should add them as early as possible so I don't forget. if I, oops. Yeah, I can have a way to like climb up there. Oh, what if I use the microwave? Wait, the microwave is the key to all of this. Wait. Okay. I know I left a gun up here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Okay, I don't think I have enough ammo to actually get it to run away. Yeah, that thing's deadly. I thought it was supposed to run away if I did enough damage to it, though. Yeah, Coded, you've never played EZ2, have you? So you've never seen this thing before. We'll try something a little bit different. Yeah, it's not doing the thing where it tries to run home. I thought that was in the script, but I'll have to check. Ooh. Oh, okay, so now it's in retreat mode, like I said, but it isn't actually retreating. I never played or seen anything outside of Freeman's Mind in the first hour of Half-Life Alyx. Half-Life Alyx is such a like must-play for VR. It's a good choice for sure. But you should play the series. I think you'd like them. Does it not have a way back? I think that's what it is. So if I do like oh, wait, so there's a few things that are going wrong here, actually. I don't know if it can jump back up. That could be a problem. That could be an issue for the AI, I think. Whether or not this jump is permitted. But also, I need to turn on the global flag. So probably over here, we'll have that global flag. Yeah, it's this one. And before I forget, let me just throw an autosave in there too. I know we're pretty early in the game to be adding autosaves, but I will forget if I wait until the appropriate time. Coded, would you stream the Half-Life series and also Entropy 0, 1, and 2? Because that would be pretty cool. Or even like play Half-Life off stream and then stream Entropy 0, 1, and 2. Yeah. Maybe if, because you probably have stuff lined up for a while, but eventually there's going to be an update to Entropy 0, 1 that's going to be huge. It's going to include the VR mod. That, I don't know when it'll come out, but I hope before the end of 2025. So maybe you can stream it then. You can stream it in VR. That would be pretty cool. You should play Entropy 0 VR with your haptic suit. Actually, that would be awesome. I'd love to watch that. That's so evil. Oh no. I think I ran out of soundtrack. Let me go back to the Uprising soundtrack. It's actually next after Little Nightmares 2, all of Half-Life. Not nice. Yeah, you might beat me to it. Like, you might get up to Entropy 0 before Entropy 0 VR is out. That's okay if you do. And you can give us feedback on it. Oh, are you ever going to stream the rest of Amnesia? Suit on stream with Half-Life sounds fun. That's a really... That that would be really entertaining. Even if it's just like the normal like non-VR gameplay and you have the haptic suit on. Uh-oh. I don't know why I'm getting all these VScript errors in the console. Uh-oh. Okay, now it's supposed to retreat. It should retreat way earlier than that. Okay, it's struggling to retreat, I think. Easy 1 VR hurt suit turret section? Like the turrets? Amnesia is spooky, probably will at some point afterwards. Yeah, Amnesia is a fun series. Like, that's one where I tune in for all the games. I mean, same with Half-Life, obviously, but... Okay, so it's having trouble navigating back up once it goes down. Like, it can't return from whence it came. How do I even fix that? That's a really difficult jump to make. Maybe I just need to have like another way for it to leave. It's really struggling to jump up there. Maybe I could have it have something that would give it a boost. So it would need to basically stand right there, jump straight up. That's actually quite difficult. Maybe instead of having it open straight down like that, I should have had it open to the side. Okay, what if I was to purchase fast food and disguise it as my own cooking? No, what if I made this not collide with NPCs? And it can like jump up and through that. That could help, right? Just realized that's not aligned. Okay. We're just adding more paths for the Gonome to go down. So now it's going to be able to walk the entire length of this vent. It'll go the other way too. We need to add another drop-down section. Is this vent supposed to connect to the one at the basement entrance? Yeah, hypothetically, it connects to this vent. However, I'm not really, it's not gonna actually connect, you know what I mean? Like, probably, this is just gonna be a solid. It's not, it's not actually gonna be able to walk through there. But in theory, this vent network is supposed to connect like the whole basement. And part of the reason I want the vents to be so common in this add-on is because it's the same vents that you get pulled through at the beginning. That's how you get into the basement. Hi, Boom Donuts, welcome. So, let me add another drop-down point for the creature. Canonical connect. Yeah, exactly. So probably I want it to be able to drop like right about here. Something like that. Just watched the stream of Underhell in 2025. Oh, I have to stream that too. I would love to go back to it. It's been so long since I've played that. I think that's about centered. It's hard to tell on the texture. Yeah. Underhell mentioned in this economy? Yeah, exactly. There's so many classic mods I'd like to go back to, actually, and I think fall will be a great time to do it because so many of them are like horror or Halloween themed. I think that'll be a good time to look back on old mods. I want to replay Raising the Bar Salvation, which was the first mod that I streamed. I was the one who suggested Underhell to the streamer. They played it and really enjoyed the story. That's awesome. It's really good to see classics like that still getting played today, because I can see a lot of them being like lost to time, you know? Let's try it out in game again. I just want to see if the NPC is able to navigate these really tight jumps. I think I'll probably wrap up the stream around 10. I know we didn't make a whole lot of progress today, but I'm still pretty happy with what we've done so far. Like, this area is starting to come together as far as what it's going to be like to play it. The start of the track playing right now reminds me of a track from Utopia. Oh, that's from the Uprising soundtrack. It is Questionable Life Choices, I think was the name. I think that's by Employee 8. I wish they released They Hunger on Steam. But you can still play it pretty easily, right? I haven't actually tried, like, cause that's like an older Gold Source mod, so maybe not. I know it's like, it was probably distributed before the Steam version, even. To change it so that the script makes him retreat on much lower health. Or on much higher health, I guess. You know what I'm trying to say. He's got hands, yeah. Maybe you notice that he's running faster than normal. That's because I'm using a V-script that I wrote for an old mod I was working on called Company Values. And one of the things I did for that was make the Gnome move more quickly if he's further away from you. There are like certain conditions. Okay, now he's able to retreat. What I'm really going for with this is something like Amnesia the Bunker or Alien Isolation, where you can shoot the creature and then it will retreat. Oh, he's coming back. I wonder if he sees me or not. Is the acid throw damage meant to be that high? I haven't changed it from the base game, so potentially, yeah. Goes. See, he teleported just there. Yeah. Now he's able to teleport as I move around. We can play The Hunger on Sven Co-op. Oh, that's awesome. I played Sven Co-op with some friends recently. I had a really good time. I want to play that more. So I don't know if it's able to actually get all the way up here. Oh boy. You can't get up there. Okay. I'm dead. There I go. That's funny. So far, this seems like a success. Use the microwave to get up here, get this gun. So, given this was a success, what's my next move here? I guess we need to copy this vent going the other direction. Probably I will just directly copy and mirror it. It does look like the texture is kind of out of whack there. Fix that. Okay. Hello, how's progress? Progress is still pretty slow, but I think we're accomplishing something today. Like, this has been all about the NPC, the Gonome, the beast, and I added it to our hub area with a V script that makes it more like the Amnesia the Bunker creature, I guess, where it can teleport around to different possible like spots where it can ambush the player, that sort of thing. And this has mostly just been testing in like a gray box kind of environment. I hope MXTHE gives Underhill a Steam release one day. Oh, yeah, it'd be cool to see Underhill on Steam. Let me try that again. Underhill is one of those classic mods. I know I already said that, but Nightmare House 2 is the other one. Like, I love Nightmare House 2. I'm definitely going to play it. Maybe even we can do a Nightmare House 2 stream in fall when it feels more appropriate. It'd be cool revisiting it now. If you don't mind, what's going to be the gameplay like? So this is an area that we'll be returning to later to get through this door. But this is kind of the starting point of the main campaign. So the first time you go through here, it's just sort of avoiding the Gonome and exploring. Mostly you'll just be passing through this area, and then we'll be returning to it later on. But most of the story is going to happen up here. I'm going to add a door here that will lead into the same part of the facility that we were in Chapter 3 of Easy 2. I'm glad Nightmare House 2 got a Steam release. Me too. It made me really happy, because that Nightmare House 2 is the first like really big mod that I played, and it was definitely an inspiration for me, just seeing that they could make like their own entire custom story in a mod like that was definitely inspiring. I wouldn't say that's like the one thing that got me into making mods, but so it's like the police station in RE2. Yeah, that's kind of the idea that I'm going for, basically. The whole map is going to be like that. It's going to be kind of non-linear, like a Metroidvania almost. Yeah, I really like that kind of design in games, so that's why I'm interested in making something like that. It's just a little bit different from Chapter 3 of Easy 2, because obviously it's the same kind of gameplay, you know. So I want to do something to mix it up, make it different. I mean, it's the same literal location. It's also Arbite 1 in the basement. So I want to make the gameplay similar but slightly different to keep it interesting. I'm also borrowing a lot of ideas from other add-ons that I worked on in the past. Like, there was a mod that I worked on for quite a while, actually, called Company Values that I never released. And some of the gameplay ideas from Company Values are going to be in this add-on. So the Gonome is like Mr. X? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would say that's already true in Entropy Zero 2, right? The Gonome is kind of a stalker enemy like Mr. X, or like some of the other Resident Evil enemies, or like amnesia monsters, that sort of thing. Definitely it's in the same genre. Banger song, yeah. This is No Fun in Killing by CW3D for the Entropy Zero Uprising soundtrack. Let me quick test this last set of changes, and then I think we're ready to move on to whatever the next goal is. Gonome abducted Scar Zero because he wanted a new emotional support plushie. Yeah, that's canon now. That's what happened. Look, Underhell is the only mod who try third person. I forgot about that because only part of it is third person, right? Or am I thinking of something completely different? Oh, I can actually see it. It's kind of spooky. Maybe I shouldn't make that a home node. It is a little bit too easy to juke the Gonome. Only the first 5 minutes in Chapter 2 are in third person. I think I remember that now. The intro changes your perspective to third person when they introduce you to the prison. It's really interesting because it's so much different from Half-Life, you know? I'm going to change the max health of the Gonome to something smaller. This might be overdoing it, but let's see. Let's see how this works. Do you happen to know how they did the day and night cycle in Underhell? Because I don't quite remember. Because I don't know if they had like projected textures for the lighting or anything like that. I can't imagine they did it with light maps. Okay, yeah, that sends them back. The devs explained it during the anniversary stream. I even asked them that question, but you don't remember the answer. I'd be curious to look that up. It's really interesting to me. Goes. I like this mechanic. It might be kind of underutilized in this area, to be honest, but oh, he came back. But I'm still glad to have these mechanics. Let's see here. Is there anybody to raid? I think I might end stream pretty soon, actually. I know we're not quite at 10 p.m., but I think I want to wrap up for now. I feel like this is good progress adding in the GNOME, and this is going to inform like how I flesh out the rest of the area. Thanks for joining today. I know it's been a little bit of a smaller stream, and I'm hoping the next mapping stream will have a little bit more structure, but I think that focusing on just the GNOME NPC helped a lot for me to kind of focus and make good progress. And we added the microwave, which is important too. Yeah, thanks again for joining, and be sure to tune in on Saturday at 2 p.m. Usually I stream at 3 p.m. This one's going to be a little bit earlier just for time. But at 2 p.m. I'm going to be playing the mod Disrepair and then its sequel Disbelief, which I'm really, really excited to play because they look like amazing stories. So definitely check them out. Think back. Yeah, sorry, I know it's a shorter stream today. Oh, this is not even a 2-hour stream. Yeah, I guess we are wrapping up a little bit early, but I knew it was going to be shorter this time. We're gonna raid Adelina because I haven't seen her in a while, but she's been streaming some Half-Life 2 mods. Right now she's streaming Rage 2, which is interesting to me because that's an id Software game. I never got very far in the original. I want to see how it's going. But we will we'll raid Ade, and I'll see you guys on Saturday. Bye, John Doc. Bye, everyone. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Oh, hello. How's it going, one up?